this is SJ Talks and Light coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. I'm going to read this article about Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, accuser arrested in New York, won't be prosecuted. The woman accused actor Jonathan Majors of assaulting her during a dispute in March was arrested Wednesday night on suspicion of assault and criminal mischief related to the same incident, according to a source with knowledge of the matter. Grace Jabari Majors, former girlfriend, voluntarily suspended or surrendered to police in New York City and was given a desk appearance ticket to appear in court at a later date, the source said. The charges are both misdemeanors. Jabari and her attorney have not publicly commented on the case, which will not be prosecuted. CNN has been unable to reach Jabari. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has officially declined to prosecute the case against Grace Jabari because it lacks merit. Uh, Prostitutional merit. The matter is now closed and sealed. Doug Cohen, spokesman for the Manhattan DA, told CNN in a statement on Thursday. In September 21st, the court filing in the case against Majors, the DA's office said it did not plan to prosecute Jabari. Majors is charged with assault and aggravated harassment against related to the dispute with Jabari on March 26th or 25th. Through his attorney, Majors has denied the allegations against him, which, according to the complaint, including striking her about the face with an open hand, causing substantial pain and a laceration behind her ear. Majors filed a counter complaint against Jabari in June, claiming he was assaulted by her in the same March dispute, according to the court filings obtained by CNN. New York judge on Wednesday denied a motion to dismiss the case against Majors. The trial is set for November 29th. So according to this article, they dismissed the case of he was accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Jabari, and he denied the allegations of assaulting her. And then he filed a counter claim saying that she in turn assaulted him. And they denied, according to this article, they denied um, the motion to file to charge her. Um, won't be prosecuted. She won't be prosecuted. Um, it's basically what they're saying. She won't be prosecuted. Yeah. Jonathan Majors. I had to jump on this. Jonathan Majors has gotten a serious wake up call. He's gotten a serious wake up call. You know where I'm going to be going with this. A lot of times, um, first of all, I want to say that as I stated in another video, us as Black people, we have been programmed. We've literally been programmed to hate each other, and the white man put the white woman up on a pedestal. He made her uh, the standard of beauty, the epitome, and put her above all other races of women. They said that she was the epitome and she was the beauty standard and, the American standard of beauty and all that. The white man did that. He put the white woman up on a pedestal and said that she was the best woman and she was the cream of the crop. And unfortunately, not all black men, but a lot of our brothers have fallen for that. A lot of brothers have fallen for the okie doke, and they have basically allowed themselves to be programmed into thinking that um, Miss Becky is the the standard, and she's the best woman that you can ever get. She's the cream of the crop. She's the standard of beauty and all that, and she's the best woman that you can get in America. You know, and a lot of black men have bought into this propaganda, allowed themselves to be programmed and conditioned to believe that you know buy into that theory. And on the flip side, like I said, black people are a lot of black people are being programmed. We've been programmed to hate each other. It's a part of Conquer and Divide. Stay tuned, that video's coming. I'm gonna do a video talking about Conquer and Divide. Um, I'm still preparing for it, but it's a part of Conquer and Divide. Them trying to steady. They've been doing it since the beginning of time. They've been trying to divide us since the beginning of time, and some black people are woke and conscious enough to not fall into that, not allow themselves to be programmed and conditioned. But you got some black people, because there's some black women too. You got some black men and women that have allowed themselves to be programmed and conditioned, and that's the case for a lot of black men. A lot of black men have been allowed themselves to be programmed and conditioned and to think that the white woman is the supreme woman and she's better than black woman. She's more superior than black women, and black women ain't about nothing. Everything negative they got to say about black women, but they think the white woman is essentially better than the black woman. And of course, women are not better according to their race. Um, it's not logical. You can't say a whole race of women is better than another race of women. People are not better or bad or worse because of their race. I've said this in many other videos. People are not better or worse because of their race. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. So it really does come down to judging people as individuals. And what ends up happening is a black man gets to a certain level. He's a successful actor. They get to a certain level and they think that, that, um, you know, everything is everything. And then they can cross over. And sometimes when they're not to the other level, and then they can cross over to the other side because your everyday average black man, that's not rich, would typically do not get a white woman of her caliber. You know what I mean? But a successful black man can land a white woman that's attractive and at a certain level and a certain status and certain caliber, and they think that you know they have a false sense of reality, think that they're going to be fully accepted. But at the end of the day, you're still black. I'm not using that other word. At the end of the day, to them, you are still black. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much success you have. You're still a black man. At the end of the day, you are still a black man. And when it comes down to it, um, white women know, white people know, white women know that they have that privilege. They a lot of times they like to try to play dumb and say, well, what's white privilege? I'm not rich. But they know exactly what white privilege is. They know exactly what it is. They know what white privilege is, and they will use it to their advantage at any given time. I've had it. I've had it happen with me. You know, white people will use that white privilege card. They will use it. They know exactly what it is, and they will use it to their advantage. If the opportunity will present itself. And the thing about black men being with, and I'm not saying all this is always the case, but that's the one of the things that black men have to be cautious about when they get with a white woman is that a situation like this where there is a confrontation, who you think they're gonna believe? Who you think they're gonna believe? She got white privilege on her side. You still a black man in their book. Who you think he's saying that she attacked me too, and there's that could be true. That could very well be true. But who you think they're gonna believe at the end of the day? Because she is a white woman and she has access, she's at a certain level, and she has access to white privilege. Okay? And she's using her white privilege to her advantage. So they can do something to you if they wish you as a black man and they can do something to you, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna get away with it. Because all they have to say is, we all know the history of white woman tears, okay? All they have to say is, yes, he hit me and he did this to me, and yes, uh-huh. And really, really overblow it and everything, and really, really put on that Academy Award winning performance. And who do you think that they gonna believe? They sure ain't gonna believe you. I mean, this has been true throughout history, that all white women have had to do is cry, and whole towns of black people got unalived because of white women lying and crying, and because that she's up on that pedestal and all that, and she, how that. Okay, we all know that historically this has always been the case. This has happened time and time again historically. And sometimes black men like this, they forget the history. I'm not saying all white women, but I'm just saying the history. I'm talking about the history of our country. A lot of black people were unalived because a white woman said, cried, and said certain things happened at the hands of a black man, and it didn't really happen. Okay? I'm just keeping it 100 with you. You know I don't sugarcoat nothing. Okay? So black men know this. When you enter into a relationship with a white woman, just know that if it's ever a time when you guys have a confrontation and the police is called, just know 9 times out of 10 they're gonna believe everything she's saying, and they're not gonna believe you. And in this case, he tried to. They're not even gonna press charges against her, but they're still gonna proceed to on with the charges against him. But they're gonna go ahead and let her go. They're not gonna prosecute her. They're gonna go ahead and let that go. They're not gonna prosecute her. But they fully intend on going through with. They just filed a counter complaint against Jabari in June, claiming he was assaulted by her in the same March, March dispute. According to the court, New York judge on Wednesday denied the motion to dismiss the case against Majors. So they're not going to dismiss the case against him, but they're going to let her off the hook. And what he's saying could be very well true. What everything he's saying could be true. It could be absolutely correct. What he that they probably they were fighting each other, or she came at him and attacked him, and he tried to defend himself or whatever. You know, she could have attacked him first. We all know the case of that young lady that killed that unalived. Excuse me, I meant unalived. The one young man in Florida. I did a video talking about that. She stabbed him and unalived him. I think he was Jamaican, and tried to say it was that he attacked me, and then come to find out later on she almost got off the hook. But come to find out later on, you've seen video footage of her in the elevator attacking him. You know, neighbors, they showed another video of her being combative towards. There was witnesses, that friends and stuff, that came forth and said that she was the one that was violent against him. But she thought she was going to get away with that. She thought she was going to unalive this man, and I think they're still fighting to prosecute her. We haven't had any updates on that story. I can't remember that guy's and that woman's name in Florida, where she unalived, stabbed the black man and unalived him. A lot of sisters were like, not going up to bat for him because he said made some disparaging marks about black women, a while back on social media, and so black women was saying, and I did a video talking about that. If I find that video, I might link it up if I can find it. Um, yeah, and she left town just like this lady did, and everything, and thought she was gonna get off the hook, and if it wasn't for the video footage and people coming forth and saying that, yeah, she was the aggressor in the situation, she would have got away with it. She would have got away with that, and that's what I'm talking about. All these white women have to say is, yeah, he attacked me. Yeah, he hit me, and yeah, and they can say make it all. And I'm telling you, put on their Academy Award winning performance, and who you think they gonna believe? Who you think they gonna believe? And it happened with Stacey Dash too when she was with that white man. Hmm. Her last husband she married. They got into it. Her and him and the kids jumped on her. And who gets arrested and get put in jail? She did. Who do you think they believed? They believed the white man. They didn't believe her. But the problem with Stacey Dash is that she lost her black card. She lost her black card because she was it was some stuff that she was saying politically, and acting like she was siding with, and stuff. And so she got uninvited to the cookout and lost her black card. And so when that happened, black people was like, yeah, oh well, you know. But it happened with Stacey Dash too. Hmm. And that's something that we have to be, but it mainly happens in the case of black men. They get with these white women, and then and they have an altercation. It's not gonna he's gonna be on the losing end, because it doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what he says. They're gonna take her word for it. Now, if it's a black man and a black woman, both of y'all might go to jail. Hmm. So this is what I'm talking about. I mean, sometimes it's best to stay within the race. I'm not against interracial, and some interracial relationships are great. Two people that truly love each other. and the person is not interested in, they love you and they're not interested in trying to set you up or nothing like that. But you got cases like this where, you know, black people have need to really vet when going outside the race, you know? And and a lot of times these, I'm not saying he was, I never heard him say anything, they haven't said anything him saying anything negative about black women, but a lot of times black men look down on black women. They look down on black women, and they think the white women is better. They think they're better mates. And statistically, the divorce rate is higher with black men in white women, statistically. So well, I don't understand if they're so good, if they're so much better than us, and if they're such better women than we are, and they know how to treat y'all and all this good stuff. They're submissive. They're more submissive. They will submit, minimum fit and cooperative. Now, come on, we all know that they're not always fit. Mm, but I digress. They're more cooperative. They're more submissive. They're easier to get along with. But then why are the divorce rates higher with black men and white women? If that was the case, if that was the case, so Jonathan Majors got his wake up call. Basically, he got his wake up call. He thought the grass was greener on the other side. And the thing is, black men and women have to vet when you're thinking about going outside the race, particularly with a Caucasian person. You really, really need to vet. You really need to, you got to pray about it. And you really need to vet, particularly if you're a black man, because if she gets mad at you, if she called the police on you, baby, it ain't gonna work. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know how that's gonna play out. You know she's gonna pull that white privilege card, and the police are gonna, the system all the system is ran by white people. Okay, black folks ain't running nothing. We ain't running nothing, and they know that. Who running the system? It ain't black people. Black people work in the system, but they ain't running it. You got some black police officers. You got some black judges. But they work for the system, but they not in it. That's a difference. They work for the system, but they not running the system. But white people are running them. They're the majority, and they're running the system. Okay. So you get into an altercation, that woman get mad at you. She pull that white privilege card and break out them Becky tears. You're all done, buddy. Your goose is cooked. We don't know how this is going to turn out. Now he's turned around and he then came back home, and now he's with Megan Good. Um, they've been spotted together. He then came back home to the black woman, and black women are saying, and that's a whole nother video. They're saying that he shouldn't be allowed to come back, um and black women shouldn't be taking black men back after they done went to the other side. Um, that's a whole nother video, but yes, lot of the black woman's fear is saying that, um, but yeah, he then came back home to his sister, you know, because he thought the grass was greener on the other side, but he got his wake up call. He thought the grass was greener on the other side, and he got his wake up call. And now he's back home with his sister. And so that's a lesson. The lesson, this is the lesson. The lesson is, this is the lesson for black men. A whole race of women is not better than another race of women. Uh, Women are not better because of their race. And if you're programmed to think that, then you need to go through a deprogram. If you're a black man and you think that, then you need to do some deprogramming. Okay? You need to deprogram yourself. Okay? Because women are not better based on their race. Men are not better based on their race because a lot of black women are starting to buy into um, thinking that white men are better. Um, and no, white men, men are not better because of their race. So black people still have to vet. And a lot of black women are discouraged because, you know, it's hard to find a marriageable black men that wants black women in the community, and a lot of black women are frustrated, and it's a lot of black men that are displaying a lot of hatred towards us, and a lot of black women are frustrated, and there more black women are dating out. Statistically, more black women are crossing over, but black women and black men need to vet. They need to vet. Okay, you need to vet before you go to the other side. You need to find out who you're dealing with, and you need to pray about it because, yeah, especially particularly a black man, you could be set up. You can be set up. You can be set up, and all it takes is for them to get mad at you. Y'all get into it, and she gets mad at you. Mm. And if it's a case where it's a good thing you didn't marry her. It's a case where you done got married. Um, and she gonna run off with half of your money. She gonna get half. And Tiger Woods was with a lady. Tiger Woods was with a lady. And he was with a lady in a relationship, and now she's trying to get $30,000 off the man. She trying to get $30,000 or $30,000. 30. Excuse me. Correction. She's trying to get $30 million, not 30,000. $30 million. She's trying to get $30 million out of Tiger Woods, and she was just a girlfriend. And I guess he ain't had his wake up call yet. He ain't had his wake up. Tiger Woods ain't had his wake up call yet. But Jonathan, he's had his wake up call, and I hope that he realized the grass ain't always greener on the other side. And brothers just got to be more. You got to think about that before you date you cross over. You know, and you got to vet. You got to vet. You know, knowing that if you get with a Caucasian woman, that she's gonna have white privilege on her side. She's gonna have white privilege on her side, and she can use that card anytime she wants. She can pull that white privilege card anytime she wants. And at the end of the day, I don't care how much money you have, how successful you are as a black man. At the end of the day, you are still a black man. To American society and world society, you are still a black man. So when it comes down to any kind of disputes, who you think they're gonna side with? Who all they have to do is pull the privilege card out? Who you think they're gonna side with? They ain't gonna side with you. They letting her off the hook. But they've pressed full charges against you. So that's something to think about. That's something to think about. Let me know in your comments in the comments section. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, black men be respectful. I don't want no bashing in my comments section. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this Jonathan Major situation. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Her getting off the hook and all this kind of stuff. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like and the share and the notification bell. So every time I do a video, you will be notified. And until the next video, you guys.